Hello third graders, welcome to our math class. In this lesson, we're going to solve word problems involving time intervals. So this week, we learned many different ways to tell time. First, we use a stopwatch, and then we used a number line. And today, we're going to learn a new strategy. So let's look at the question first. Dion walks to school. The clocks below show when he leaves his school and when he arrives at school. How many minutes does it take Dion to walk to school? So let's look at the first clock. And this is when Dion leaves his school. And when we look at the shorthand, it's pointing somewhere between 8 and 7. Then we know that it's 7 because it didn't pass 8 yet. And then when we look at the longhand, it's somewhere between 8 and 7 once again. But since 7 is 35, and then I need to move 2 to the left, it's going to be 37. And well, let's look at the clock on the right. Dion arrives at school at, it's still not 8 yet, so it's going to be 7. And it's pointing somewhere over here, which is 56. So now I have to time, I need to find the difference. And in order to find the difference, we can, so there's one way. First way is by just looking at the clock. So we're interested in, so this is when he arrives. So I'm going to mark it here on my first clock. And I'm going to count how long it took him to walk to school. And first way is just by counting those slots one by one. Or we can actually put the number, the 2 time, like this. And then we can subtract the small number from the big number. We know that we can't take 7 away from 6, so I'm going to borrow 10. So now I can subtract 7 from 16, which is 9. And then 4 minus 3 is 1. 7 minus 7 is 0. So it took him 19 minutes. Let's move on to the next question. Cole starts reading at 6:23. He stops at 6:49. How many minutes does Cole read or read? Cole reads for minutes. So let's mark his time on my clock first. So he started at 23, 6:23, and then he stopped at 6:49. Here is my 49. So this is how long he read his book. So once again, we can count the sticks, and then we can find how long he read. But also another way is by writing the 2 time like this and subtract the small number from the big number. So 9 minus 3 is 6, 4 minus 2 is 2, and then 6 minus 6 is 0. So that way we know that it took him 26 minutes. Let me move on to question number 2. Natalie finishes piano practice at 2:45 after practicing for 37 minutes. What time did Natalie's practice start? So this question is different from the question before because it's asking when she started his practice. So let's mark down the finish time first. It's 45 and it's 2:45. And then she practiced for 37 minutes. This time we need to go backward. So I have to minus 37 from 45. So we know that this whole section is 5 minutes. So I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and I need to move 2 more to make it 37. And I figure out that she started her practice at 2 11:08. So let's check. So this is the time when Natalie finishes her work, her practice. And then it took her 37 minutes. So now I'm going to subtract. And because I can't take 7 away from 5, I'm going to borrow 10. And it's going to be 8, 0. And 2 minus 0 is 2. So that's when she started her practice. Let's move on to the next question. Genevieve works on her scrapbook from 11:27 to 11:58. How many minutes does she work on her scrapbook? So she started at 11:27, so I'm gonna mark that time on my clock. 11:27, and she finished at 28. So 28 is somewhere here. So this is how long she worked on her scrapbook. So just like I said, there are 2 ways to find the answer. One is by counting the lines. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So by counting the lines, I figured that it took her 31 minutes. But let's try finding the answer by using my subtraction sentence. So I'm going to write my big number first, and I'm going to subtract my small number because we're looking for how long she worked on her scrapbook. So 8 minus 7 is 1, 5 minus 2 is 3. It took her 31 minutes. So let's move on to the next question. Sydney cleans her room for 45 minutes. She starts at 11:13. What time does Sydney finish cleaning her room? So she started at 11:13. And then we are going to add 45 more minutes to find when she finishes cleaning her room. And then we add those 2 numbers. 3 plus 5 is 8. 1 plus 4 is 5. And then 11. So 11:58 is when she finished cleaning her room. Last question. The 3rd grade chorus performs a musical for the school. The musical lasts 42 minutes. It ends at 1:59. What time did the musical start? So now we're going to go backward, starting from 1:59. I'm going to subtract my 42 minutes, and it will give me 1 hour and 17 minutes. So that's when the 3rd grade chorus started their practice. And don't forget to put your unit. And that's it for today's lesson. For 3rd grade, there will be an activity waiting for you on Seesaw. I hope you have fun. I'll see you later. Bye now.